Oh, R.I.P. BuzzFeed News. Who's next? BuzzFeed used to be worth $1.6 billion. Now it's down to $100 million. Its peers aren't looking so hot either. Yeah, because what the hell are people looking at? Not BuzzFeed. First, my condolences. It's lousy when people lose their jobs, and journalists feel an extra pang when they hear about other journalists losing their jobs, as the 60 people who worked at BuzzFeed News did today when the parent company BuzzFeed shut its news arm down. For more on the end of the BuzzFeed News era, check out something else. BuzzFeed itself is not doing well. The company also laid off another 120 or so employees who didn't work at the news operation, including its chief revenue officer, chief operating officer. When you see the people near the very, very top of the org get pushed out, it's a big, flashing warning sign. Yeah, BuzzFeed was a huge deal at a moment. I remember on YouTube, BuzzFeed Orange, BuzzFeed Yellow, BuzzFeed Blue. A bunch of different shows, and they seem to have some...
It was like rocket ship.
...media mastery going on. But that was a much different era. Supply, demand, attention spans, marketing budgets, partnerships. Now it's so spread out. It's so hard to identify as a brand where you need to be and who you need to be in front of and where which companies or influencers you need to be involved with. It's so spread out. And I just think in general, when it comes to attention, if you're a marketing firm and you're trying to sell a product, because BuzzFeed obviously had tremendous play with that. You can't be worth $1 billion without having tremendous relationships with marketing companies, firms, brands, etc. That's how you get your valuation. They never had a subscription. They never billed their viewers directly, as far as I know. They may have had merch and things like that, but mostly it was like, no, companies were paying BuzzFeed to be in front of the audiences that were enjoying BuzzFeed. And then what we're seeing now as this entire move goes towards short form is like, not only is it about transitioning your content into that realm, but it's also about whether or not marketing is going to work the way that it used to. When the attention onslaught is at the pace that it's at, and we're kind of not, we're captive to the degree that we're not even recognizing our exposure. It's become difficult to retain the information of a particular session of swiping and tapping with this abundance of content. So the advertising won't go away. I just question its effectiveness in this new landscape and how it's going to itself have to evolve and adapt in order to capture anyone's attention anymore, and whether or not it's in front of content, if it's the content itself. These are the things I think about having a company in this space to an extent, and realizing that we're kind of taking part in a massive transition right now. Now, there always will be longer form, and there always will be sponsorship opportunity, marketing opportunity associated with longer form, but it may never be at the same scale that it used to.
Yes.
It may never be the standard form. And it's funny, we call that, I call a 5-minute video on YouTube long form now. Like, never mind this show. This show is crazy.
This is forever.
This show is crazy. Like, this is not this show is not a business move. I'll tell you that right now. Like, we do it. We enjoy doing it. And we have clips, which are pretty good. But, like, as far as our time invested and the long aspect of it that we do right here, you know, we do have partnerships and sponsors, and they make it kind of happen. And obviously we have support from the audience from time to time. They throw a few bucks here and there. But it's nowhere near what the landscape was like 5-6 years ago. And BuzzFeed is an example of something similar taking place. Now, I'm not saying they were doing live broadcasting or whatever, but they were just the beneficiary of a totally different media and marketing landscape when it came to the web.
Yeah.
And it's not going back.
Let's talk about boats.
I mean, even Elon's trying to get people to pay $8 a month And that's Twitter. Like
Yeah.
Twitter is trying to figure out how to make money.